My tomatoes can be made to resemble anyone.
A mad scientist, together with a yuppie pervert, create an army of neo-Nazi plant life.
This time, we shall not fail!
The vegetables of doom have returned with a vengeance. And a kiss.
It's definitely a learning experience.
The return of the killer tomatoes. Rated PG.
This fall.
We made him an offer he couldn't
Sit back, as now the show starts. Part 2 of only 2 parts.
But if this film does well, you see, we're sure you know predictably it won't be long
until part 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 on the Video Rangers podcast. I'm Mike Spinaco. Sitting beside me is Chris Dietz. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, everyone, and yes, we are at episode 21. Holy shit.
21.
It's pretty cool.
Fun-filled hours.
And
quality entertainment.
We're trying.
For the whole family.
We're certainly trying.
Sit your children down.
Yeah, let them. Oh,
Different
we curse
strokes.
a lot. Maybe not. You got 12-year-olds. Trust me, they curse. I cursed a lot when I was a kid.
Grab your children. Grab your
But
wives.
I was a single parent family. Anyway, the movie of the week is.
Way to depress everybody there, buddy.
The movie of the week is Big-Breasted Girls Go to the Beach and Take Their Tops Off.
Best movie there is.
It was great.
Yep.
It was really good.
It was. Big breasts, sand, tomatoes.
George Clooney.
Everything you could want. George Clooney, it was the highlight.
He's the highlight of the big-breasted
Yes.
girls go to the beach and take their tops off.
Pretty amazing.
All right, the real name of the movie.
Return of the Killer Tomatoes, 1988. They're back, and this time they're really stewed.
It's a good line. Stewed.
Yep. Was pretty good. I got it immediately. The vegetables of doom are back. I think that's what it says.
They're not vegetables, though.
I know.
Tomatoes are fruit.
Yeah, but when did they discover that they were a fruit? Was that like a 90s thing?
It has something. They always knew they were. It wasn't a discovery.
Oh, okay.
It has something to do with.
I figured one day somebody was like, that's a fruit.
Technically, like they have seeds or something in them.
Is that what it was?
I think that makes them a fruit. Really.
All right, but it's funnier when you call them a vegetable.
Because they're not exactly. When you eat a tomato, I don't take a tomato and shine it up and take a big bite out of it.
No,
so
they're in a salad.
They're in that, yeah. So it's they're vegetables
surrounded by all that.
Some of those childhood questions just scratch your head out. What the hell is this thing?
What's next? Pluto's not going to be a planet? Come on.
Come on.
Before we get started here, I just wanted to read this disclaimer.
Okay.
All events, persons, and vegetables portrayed are fictional. Any similarity to persons or vegetables living or dead is purely coincidental.
This movie is highly satirical.
That's great.
Did I say that word right?
No, but we'll go with it. Yeah, I wrote down some notes here. This film is overrun with satirical social commentary with perfectly timed comedic structure. It's absolutely excellent.
It is. This is a hidden gem.
This one's awesome, man. By the way, it's also our first. It's our first sequel.
Is it?
It's our first sequel, and it's our first movie that has anything to do with tomatoes.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Me and Mike watched this movie. For me, at least for the first time I saw it. Like 8-10 years ago. We sat down and watched it. I think we watched the first one first. And
I saw this one as a kid, but we watched it again. Yeah.
I was in my 20s. I didn't think much of it. I thought there was definitely some funny stuff to it. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it again, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the background you don't notice.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of the jokes that you miss.
This
is a really fucking funny movie. It's pretty funny.
It's a lot better than the first one. I'm not a big fan.
It's got
of the first
some really good gags in it.
I mean, this movie was popular enough that there's a cartoon series that follows this. There's Nintendo games.
Yep.
One game. 2 if you count the Game Boy. But still.
Don't count the Game Boy.
Well.
Usually suck.
Fine. Tetris on the Game Boy was good.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
you gotta tell the people that?
It was Tetris. It was olive pea green.
Everyone knows Tetris was good.
Fine.
Don't get mad at me.
All right. Puyo Puyo Tetris is coming out on the Switch.
Puyo?
If you're into puzzle games.
Okay. What is Puyo Puyo?
Puyo Puyo?
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it. It's the similar Tetris game. It's kind of like Tetris.
Are the shapes like Spanish shapes?
No, they're little fucking they're like globs or beans. It's kind of like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine kind of looking.
Okay.
Dr. Mario-ish, I guess.
All right, then.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that on your Nintendo Switch. What's great about this movie, not only was it released in April 22nd, 1988, not only was it an hour 38 minutes, and not only was it PG, George Clooney's in it.
John Astin's in it.
John Astin's in it.
He's great.
And he's really good in it.
I love John Astin.
Yeah.
How do you not?
He's just delightful. Who else is in this fucking... Anthony Stark plays Chad Finnenletter. You'll know him from 18 Again. I'm pretty sure that's him in 18 Again. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll believe you.
Whatever. And then you've got J. Stephen Peace, and he's playing Wilbur Finletter. And he's back
from the original.
Yeah, he's back from the first movie.
He's his uncle from the original 1978 movie, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Because, see, what's going on here is years after the Great Tomato War, tomatoes have been banned and outlawed. But crazy old Professor Gangrene has developed a way to make tomatoes look human for a second invasion.
I gotta say, considering the first movie was pretty much just tomatoes, it's a nice plot device to have them turn into people. It makes things a lot easier. Not as stupid as the first movie.
This movie's kind of like...
Not the first movie is the same kind of way. It's a spoof, gaggy kind of movie. And the first one was all right, but this one's way better than the first one.
Yeah, I like this one a lot better. The first one is kind of a spoof movie that makes fun of like B horror movies. And this one's kind of making fun of itself.
It pokes fun of itself a lot.
And it's also kind of...
First one pokes itself at a lot, too.
Yeah, it's also making fun of, like... There's definitely some, like, nod to sex comedy.
Kind of reminds me of, in the first one, like, Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah.
A little bit.
The first one's, a lot like Kentucky Fried Movie, where, like...
But it's not...
It's
self-aware.
Yeah.
The movie's self-aware.
I mean, there's a few things that I like from the first movie, like I like when the giant tomato was on wheels.
Yeah, in the supermarket parking lot. Yeah,
but it's not really my favorite. The poster for the first movie is fucking great, and the poster for this one is
pretty good too.
Also delightful. But anyway, enough about tomatoes. Let's get to the movie. So how does this one open up?
It starts out with the $1 movie.
$1 movie, which is kind of like
someone
play on USA Up All Night.
Yeah, like they're
late night
hosting
Elvira.
hosting the movie.
Yeah, a host that's introducing you to the late night movie, the
Something like
late
that.
night low budget
Yeah.
movie. And tonight they are watching Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
No, they're watching big-breasted girls
well, that's the movie
go
they
to the
want to
beach
watch.
and take their tops off, and that's where the opening joke came from.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
That's the movie we watched last week, minus the beach. Oh no, there was a beach. There was a beach. Matthew Modine
Jordan did have big
covered
breasts.
his dick in sand,
There were some big breasts in that movie.
but she was not on the beach.
I love this song. Big-breasted girls go to the beach and take their tops off.
Oh, it's fucking great. So yeah, the movie opens up with this kind of like spoof on the late night movie TV host Fright Night kind of thing. And then we go into the main titles and we get a really kick-ass theme song.
Did you have to do that?
I've been wanting to for a little bit.
All right. So you haven't blown a shot of bong sound in there.
I don't do drugs.
You don't do that anymore.
So we go right into...
Yeah, and the theme song is great.
The theme song is good.
It's like it was made to be a cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, that's the best part is that this is like...
It's perfect.
This spawns a
It's
cartoon.
perfect.
The cartoon is really ripped from this movie more than any of the other ones. So we open up and we go into Dr. Gangrene's laboratory, which is awesome because you get... Immediately, you're getting like the really cool mad scientist laboratory. You're seeing that he's got a hot assistant, and they are turning tomatoes into an army of Rambos.
Yeah, tomato men. And they look like Rambo or Commando, I guess you could say. They come equipped. They got Uzis and machine guns with them already.
Yeah. And you get like that, like John Aston is like, he's really like playing this up, and he's like talks into the sky, like, I'll get you, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, the best part, though, is he's got his lab coat on, and he has his Gomez Adams suit on.
Oh, underneath it, yeah.
It's very subtle.
Yeah. All you needed
But
was.
that's his Gomez Adams suit.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It's really funny. I'm glad that he participated in that joke instead of like being.
I'm sure he didn't mind it at all.
Yeah. I mean, most people would be like, oh, I don't play that character anymore. Meh. I mean, and that's why Skeletor hasn't gotten work since He-Man.
No, he
You know?
hasn't.
Unless they bring back 20s gangster movies. Meh. Muggsy?
What are we doing? What are we gonna do He-Man at Christmas?
You want to do He-Man Christmas? We'll do He-Man Christmas. We should probably wait for Christmas. Unless you want to
we'll do it in July.
Christmas in July.
Yeah. Christmas in July.
All right, duly noted. Write that down. Okay, so we've been drinking a little bit, and I kind of fucked this up. He does the crazy mad scientist thing, and then it goes into the theme song.
It doesn't, yeah, whatever.
Doesn't really matter. Either way, you get the theme song.
And,
Recycles a lot of the first movie.
yes, and then make a joke about that.
Yes, of course they do. This is the most
It's
self-aware movie I've ever
Yes.
seen.
Yeah. They knocked the fourth wall down with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, fuck you, Deadpool. I'm watching Return of the Killer
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ha.
Ha.
We're smart. Not like everybody says. I'm your older brother, Mike. No. Fuck, thought you were going to run with me on that one. Instead, you just fucking stand it at the starting line and watch me fall.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the lines from The Godfather.
Godfather 2.
I'm sorry.
It's a great movie. Okay.
There's some Godfather actually music in this. Sounded like
Yeah, they do that.
the tomato trade. The great tomato trade.
So right away, after you come back from the theme song, Dr. Greenbaum or Green Thumb, what the fuck is his name?
Gangrene.
Dr. Gangrene. Dr. Greenbaum.
Dr. Green Thumb.
He's from Brooklyn. He is getting a pizza delivery to his house. And his assistant is Tara. Yes, his assistant Tara.
The beautiful Tara.
Yeah, the hot chick. The mysterious
very,
beauty.
Very pretty girl.
According to the DVD menu. Answers the door, and right away you're introduced to Chad, who is delivering the pizza.
Nephew of the hero in the first
Wilbur,
movie.
The hero of the first movie.
Okay.
Because you find out through the theme song in the beginning of the movie that the hero from the first movie opened up a pizza place with no tomato sauce.
They're banned.
Yeah, tomatoes have been banned, everybody. They're
So
illegal.
it's him and George Clooney who work at the pizza place.
Yeah.
George Clooney's name is Matt.
Yeah.
We'll just probably call him George Clooney.
But yeah, Chad fucking delivers this pizza. You can tell right away that he's really into this chick who is really crafty and great homemaker. She can do a shitload of sex positions. You should see what she can do with a pitchfork and 6 bottles of milk.
Yeah, I wanted to see that scene.
I was curious. But also, you've got the Rambo tomato men who are just all over the yard doing housework. So pay no attention to them. They're just house workers.
They're basically bodybuilders.
Yeah.
They got all the bodybuilders in L.A., put them in the movie.
Yeah. Went right on down to Venice Beach. Said,
Seriously.
you. There's
like, at one point, there's at least 8 of them.
So after he delivers the pizza, he goes back to work. And as soon as you walk in, the TV is playing a news story. Apparently, tomatoes are not feared amongst youngsters who didn't grow up
in the Great Tomato War.
During the Great Tomato War, and they're not really aware of how dangerous tomatoes can be. George Clooney is told by the people in the pizza place that they're tired of hearing about tomatoes.
Yes.
And they ask him to change the channel, and fucking him and Wilbur are going back and forth because he feels that people need to know what a threat tomatoes are.
They need to know.
And then he goes into this really long-winded story about the Great Tomato War.
I remember the first day they moved into the fields. Nobody really took it seriously then, but before long they were in the suburbs, then into the inner cities. Television stations began to cover, the media made a big deal. First people ignored it, then they got scared. Oh, you should have seen it. They were running everywhere, but some of us were there. We held the line. I remember the day we lost Arkansas. Before you knew it, the war was raging from coast to coast. Seattle fell. Then Boston, Los Angeles, and Baltimore. Soon they even reached New York City itself. They hit us every which way imaginable. On land, underwater, even in the air. It got so bad the mere mention of the word could cause panic. Tomato. Someone was behind all this, but who? Uncle Sam assembled a crack team to find out. There was Greg Colburn, my old buddy and intrepid underwater expert. Sam Smith, master of disguise. And, of course, yours truly, Lieutenant Wilbur Fenneman. You see, the key was music. Music made them grow, and only music could make them shrink. But not just any music. Oh, no. One song in particular. Puberty Love.
It's a tomato war.
Well, yeah. That's the original movie.
Yeah. I mean, they were all over, and they invaded the cities. People lost their homes.
It's a hard movie to describe here.
Yeah.
It's very
George Clooney's in it.
There's gags going on in the background, and it's so satirical.
Yeah, I mean, and they're making these pizzas because they can't use tomato sauce, so all the pizzas are fucking crazy. It's like anchovies and peanut butter, coconut and boysenberry sauce or strawberry. It's just like all
gummy bears.
Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then from there,
tomato.
Yeah. Because you
it's like screaming fire in a movie theater.
I know. Yeah, it's you don't want to yell out tomato. You cause panic. So from there we go over to back to Professor Gangrene, who I'm gonna forget this the whole time. And his girlfriend, the tomato woman, is vacuuming the floor. She runs over.
She's obedient. She'll make you breakfast and cook and clean.
Loves
all
toast.
That stuff.
She's vacuuming. And then I really like this because Dr. Gangrene yells for his assistant, Igor, and he's a mad scientist, so you're expecting
Of course, Igor.
Yeah, you're expecting a hunchback to walk in, and instead we get a very handsome Walter Cronkite.
6-foot blonde man.
Yeah, who's just dying to be
the exact opposite.
Yeah, he's trying to be a newscaster. He doesn't
wants
want to be an assistant.
He's obsessed.
Yeah, he's obsessed with being a newscaster.
Is that Diane Sawyer tribute in the background somewhere? And he's got pictures of all sorts of newscasters.
Yeah, you got that. There's an experiment gone wrong, and they end up building a furry tomato that Dr. Gangrene says throw out. FT
is
because you're going to see
furry
tomato. What is her name in this fucking movie?
Tara?
Is it Tara?
Yeah, the girl's name is Tara.
Tara. She goes out and of all the people I wrote down, I did not write down Tara. She goes out and saves them from the garbage can. then you go over to George Clooney, and George Clooney is running a win a date with Rob Lowe contest.
It's very kind of ironic.
Really funny. Yeah, because
George Clooney, well, Rob Lowe was a big deal in the 80s.
Rob Lowe's a
and
big
he's
deal
handsome
now.
Guy. He's still a
very
yeah, but he's
big
not.
deal.
George Clooney's a bigger star than Rob Lowe.
Yeah, I mean, George Clooney pisses on Rob Lowe's head.
But he's like the
venue he goes
handsome guy more so now that the women want.
Oh.
He's probably, I'm just gonna guess, he's people's sexiest man.
He's been it before.
Probably more than Rob Lowe. I don't know.
Although I don't want to.
It's just funny that he's in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's shitting on. And they're doing. He's not shitting on him, but he's he's just a guy in a movie that he can still be a no. If
he's a bigger star today.
Who knows? He could have took a job somewhere else. Like if he quit, if that one movie didn't hit, and like he'd be a nobody still. And now he's like 10 times bigger than Rob Lowe is. He's a mega star. He's a mega star. It was a little ironic. It was funny.
So from
unintentional joke.
Yeah. So from there, it's a cold, dark, and stormy night, and Chad is in the pizza place trying to come up with a new creation, and in walks Tara looking for some shelter because she's on the run from Dr. Gangrene. And she immediately walks in and just offers sex. And I'm
make
like,
love to you. I know 168 positions.
Yeah, she wants to clean things.
Sure, why not?
Offering up blowjobs.
I speak perfect English. I also cook 815 international dishes, perform 637 sexual acts, and use all the popular home appliances. Shall I cook you something?
No, thank you.
How about a blowjob? Maybe iron your pants.
No!
Just fantastic.
She's gorgeous.
She's a looker.
She
kind of looks like
80s gorgeous
Kelly from
she does. I was thinking the same thing.
It's not her, but it does look like her.
Yes.
There's a resemblance.
I guess it's 88. It's very 80s.
Yeah. So she convinces him to take her.
I
don't know why he's fighting her on this, but anyway, they go back to her apartment. Wake up. George Clooney comes walking in the next morning. Yeah, I'd pinch myself too, I guess. So George Clooney's walking into the apartment the next day. He hears somebody in the shower. He's not expecting it to be anybody else than his roommate, and turns around and there's a naked tomato. No bush though.
And she got a couple of fake tomatoes.
Those look like fake tomatoes.
Yeah, but she's still a very pretty girl. A tomato.
Yeah, she's one hell of a tomato.
Really nice fake tomatoes.
Squish her tomatoes. Oh, anyway. Of course, Chad's still sleeping. He wakes up and he thinks it's all like a dream. And George Clooney's like rushes him out to the kitchen.
There's a babe in the kitchen.
No, man. She's like a 10, man. She's in the kitchen. Good for you.
Yeah.
Introduce me to your girlfriend. I don't think that's such a good idea. You can't pretend that she doesn't exist. You should have thought of that before. It's hazards of the trade. You never go home with someone in the dark that you don't want to see in the light. But it's okay. No, it's okay, because she looks good. She looks very good, yes. That's not what I mean. There's something strange about her. She doesn't seem quite all there. I saw nothing missing.
Usually when you wake up in the morning, you don't want to see this girl, but she looks good. She looks good, though. It's just, after watching George Clooney in this, I really wish we got a George Clooney sex comedy. I think he would have excelled.
He doesn't do any comedic movie other than this.
Well, he kind of does. He does
he's in
like those
TV
Coen
shows.
Brother movies. He's funny. I'm looking for early career.
I like to see him take a Tom Hanks, how Tom Hanks climbed the ladder to stardom, where he did about in the whole 80s. His whole early career was a lot of comedic movies. Now he's got this movie, but this is on television. No one knows about this fucking movie.
Nobody watches this. This movie hasn't been popular in years.
No one barely knows what the hell this is.
No. When people were asking me what movie we were doing, I said Return of the Killer Tomatoes with George Clooney, people were like, George Clooney's in a fucking tomato movie? And there's more than one?
But I can name 6-7 Tom Hanks movie that, I know that one. And a random person on the street would know it. And, The Burbs, Big... people know those movies. He's a comedic actor. He didn't do the AIDS movie yet. Then
Philadelphia.
Take his and go up to stardom in the sky where he's, S rank.
Yeah. Anyway, let's return to Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
George Clooney quietly climbed his way up from just normal, You know, we were having a discussion before about this, and Julia Roberts was in stuff, and then she did like Pretty Woman, and like bam, she's like she's in a movie after movie, big movie, and that's usually what happens, either in a TV show. And George Clooney we look back at his repertoire, and he kind of quietly climbed up the movie stardom. He didn't have some huge movie. Like he did Old Brother, and I pinpointed it at like Old Brother, Who Art Thou? Oh, if I got it
Where
right.
Art Thou?
Where Art Thou? And and something else. I can't remember it. I don't.
That's all right. Nobody's listening.
Okay. That one and then like Billy in the Ocean's movie came out a little later, and again he was in good quality movies, like more serious movies, and that was it. He was in. No more episodes of Roseanne.
He also ruined Batman, but that's
that was
his
before
fault.
he was like, he could still fall from stardom at that point. Sometimes movie actors like disappear. They get hot for like 3 years and then you never see them again. It happens.
All right, so I don't know where we are in this movie anymore. So what are we doing?
I don't know.
Oh, this is gonna be a great fucking episode. So we go over to Dr. Gangrene's house, and he realizes that Tara's gone, and he's in a panic, and he also needs his newscaster Igor guy to go. He's got to go to the. He's got to take the garbage truck.
No, it's
over
the
to
KIGR news truck.
His news van. To the
news
state
truck
prison because he's got to fucking feed information.
When that's the joke. I gotta take my news truck, and it's a garbage truck.
Yeah.
So technically, it is a news truck.
Well, it's a vehicle.
He said a truck.
It's a truck.
It was a little funny joke.
And he goes to the prison, and he has to feed information to the guy that's actually responsible for the original Tomato War, who's locked up in a federal prison somewhere.
And he's setting up to getting him out. I love the guy, the newscaster kid. The guy wants to be newscaster. He's got this. He puts this big creepy smile on a lot.
Yeah.
I like.
And he's one of the people that actually return for the cartoon.
Yeah. Yep. He's in the cartoon.
So you also have this like big like dating sequence where Chad and Tara montage. They're walking down the street. There's a mime there, and then they're walking on the beach, and then the mime's there.
They're at the store. The mime he's basically obsessing with them.
Yeah, it just keeps coming out of nowhere. You get this nice little love song playing in the background.
Oh, touch me there. You know I like it when you touch me there.
They go to Adult World. They're looking at whips and handcuffs and all kinds of shit.
That's the thing. She's very into sex.
Well, the doctor created her as like a sex slave.
She's basically she's basically a slave because all she wants to do is cook and clean and have sex.
Yeah,
and she's beautiful,
perfect woman.
He's a genius.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
We need more tomato women.
Yeah, need more tomato women in this world. But then they go into the all natural food store. And she's really hungry. She's a plant. She needs plant food. And at this point, Chad does not know that she is a tomato woman. So while they're in this store, they overhear an illegal tomato trade going down between the produce owner, store owner, and a Godfather mafia type drug dealer.
Tomato dealer.
Tomatoes. Did you see that? That guy's a smuggler. We gotta call the police or the FBI or somebody.
Over a few tomatoes?
Don't you understand? They're illegal. If this keeps up, we'll all be up to our necks in...
Valerian root powder.
What?
Valerian root powder.
Old war stories. What do you really know about tomatoes anyways, huh? I mean, how would you feel if you'd been raised to be eaten? Wouldn't you rebel at the first opportunity?
What are you talking about? Honey, you can't possibly be defending those monsters. They nearly destroyed my uncle and everything else in this country. No way I'm going to defend tomatoes.
Oh, cheap talk from a carnivore.
They're just tomatoes.
So they're having their first fight. And from there, they go to dinner where the fight continues, which is also nice because it's kind of funny because like the waiter is reading her the specials and it's all vegetables and she's just like so offended. And then she's like requesting meat, and the waiter is looking at her like, "Oh, you're a meat eater," kind of thing. It's really kind of funny if you like vegetable jokes.
one of the aspects of the tomatoes is that they are music affects them.
Yeah. That's how they were defeated in the first movie, by an awful song called Puberty Love.
So they're at the restaurant and music starts playing. And
he goes to the bathroom.
He goes to the bathroom, correct. And she turns into a tomato and everyone freaks the fuck out.
Oh, yeah, because just the mere mention of
tomatoes are terrifying.
Yeah.
So
dogs and cats living together.
And then before he gets back, the clock strikes 6 or whatever.
Yeah,
and plays.
And she turns back into a human.
Plays a little melody.
Yeah.
And she turns back to a
She turns back into a person. And they go outside, and then you get this really funny scene with a news reporter interviewing a person that was in the restaurant and saw it all happen, who was sitting by herself.
Ma'am, just calm down and tell us what you saw in there.
Well, I was eating dinner. Oh, it was terrible.
Let's save the restaurant review, lady. Just tell us about the tomato.
Well, I was sitting there by myself and this...
Wait a minute. You were alone?
Yes.
What's the matter? You couldn't get a date?
What
about your husband?
He's dead.
What was it, suicide maybe?
He was killed in the Great Tomato War.
Ma'am, that's ancient history. You should have found somebody by now.
I can't see what
You
this is.
can't see your feet. Do the words fat cow mean anything to you?
Get away from me. Get away.
This woman is obviously too distraught to talk to our television camera. I will attempt to find someone else. Hey, you with the big nose. That's right, you. How would you like to be on television with Charles White?
Basically shits on her the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's like,
before he can
calls her a fat cow.
Forget about what actually happened. Just like, you were all by yourself?
Yeah.
You can't even see your feet. You can't get a date? My husband died in the Great Tomato Wars.
Igor is fucking drooling because he just wants to be on the news.
Oh, he's loving it. He's watching it, loving it.
And then, so Chad and his date fucking, ride off into the sunset, and the valet brings the wrong garbage truck. So
I got the garbage truck.
Yeah, because Igor's been following him this whole.
He brought the wrong garbage truck. Oh, yeah. It's like we can describe it to you,
the little
but
things.
These are funny things to me.
Yeah, you kind of have to see it. It's probably wasn't the best choice for a podcast that had to describe things, but
I can only say this: it's not everyone's. This isn't everyone's.
Not everybody's gonna like this.
No,
but if you like silly things, this is very silly. If you like
I can
Airplane,
see people. Yeah, I can see people not. It's not liking. You're not be in the mood for things, but this is like, it just really hit my it tickled my bone.
Yeah, I mean,
whoa, what did you say?
Yeah,
tickled his bone. Yikes!
So Igor's got to run for his garbage truck and try to. He actually this is when they're breaking like this whole like wall thing where he's like asking like people that are just watching.
Yeah, the fourth wall is broken several times.
Hey, ladies, there been a chase scene in this movie yet?
No. It's already 25 minutes old.
Good.
Well, that's the shortest chase I've ever seen.
No budget movie.
Yeah, hey lady, has there been a car chase in this movie yet? No, we're already 20 minutes in. Oh, well, here we go.
Yeah, and he crashes immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
It must be a cheap movie.
Low budget movie. Go back over to Chad and George Clooney's apartment, and now one thing that you find out about Tara is that she's obsessed with toast. She loves toasters, she makes a shitload of toast. This whole time she's been hiding FT in the house, and
he falls out the window.
Yeah, FT fucking ends up falling out the window and he goes out into society, and he's like, it's great because he's getting kicked around.
He's like a pinball. Everything keeps hitting him somewhere else.
Yeah, he goes from an ice cream guy to a car wash.
The street cleaner kicks him over here.
Yeah,
and someone throws him over this way, and then such and such happens, and
and then he's
discovered.
He's discovered, and everybody's like, oh fuck, a tomato. So they start.
Scary Sherry finds him.
Yeah, and they start stomping him out. Tara finds him and
rescues
him real quick. George and Matt are like, oh, what the... George and Matt. I mean, sorry, George and Chad. George is not going to be called by his actual
Matt.
character
His name's Matt.
Yeah, his name's Matt.
But we'll just call him George.
He's George. The other guy we can call Chad because we don't know who he is in real life.
No.
And so they run from the crowd and they get to safety, and it's just this whole fucking, what are you doing with the tomato? We can't be seen with tomatoes. Tomatoes are evil.
So yeah, they run. Actually, the crowd was the mob was chasing them, and then the news reporter saw them, and everyone was like, "Oh, I want to be on TV," and they run over there. So
yeah, which is nice.
Saves the day.
Nice little poke at society. Igor runs back to Dr.
Gangrene
and tells him, "Hey, I saw her, and we got to go get her." And John Astin's just great. He's holding a fucking Mr. Potato Head. It's just. He does a really good job in this.
He's a good mad scientist.
Oh yeah,
John Astin always has his look, just the way he looks. He's
just a crazy old man,
kind of creepy looking guy,
wild-eyed scientist,
and he sells it. He just goes with it. He runs with it. He knows that's kind of his selling point. He's just a weird looking guy.
Yeah. Now, if you've been paying attention to the movie, you'll notice as it goes, it starts to look cheaper and cheaper until finally we are interrupted.
Like the film is sped up at certain points.
Finally, we are just interrupted by the crew that's making
the movie
this
crew.
movie. The movie crew
the
that's
director
actually making this
says,
movie.
"Cut.
Hey, we've run out of money.
We're running out of money here."
Yeah.
And George Clooney's like getting his makeup done, touched up. They're basically off the screen. We're looking at the crew, talking about the movie and what we need to do to raise some money.
Yeah.
So they're talking about, well, how about product placement?
It's the 80s.
We need to raise some money. We need to make sure. And then someone from the Actors Union,
the Screen Actors
Union, says, anyone who speaks in this movie needs to get paid. And then there's a joke there, bang! Like everyone says something and gets paid.
Yeah,
it's $400.
Yeah,
which they don't have.
Yeah, $400 per man.
And then a little argument there. It's a nice little. I mean, it's a perfect breaking the fourth wall scene. It's really funny.
It's great. Then we get hit in the face with a shitload.
The best product placement
ever. I mean,
jokes.
You know what? It's on par
and
with
probably
what they
some
did.
of the first. Tell you the truth,
because it's on par with what they do in Wayne's World.
Yeah, if not better.
Yeah.
And Return of the Killer Tomatoes, scene 32-1, take 5. Marker.
And action. How you doing?
Just fine.
What can I get for you there?
Well, I'm kind of thirsty. I wonder if you got something I could drink.
Kind of thirsty. I'll tell you, when I'm thirsty, I go out and I get myself a Pepsi-Cola.
Wow, a Pepsi-Cola.
Yeah, it's the choice of a new generation.
Well, groovy, but I'm a little hungry, too.
Kind of hungry, I'll tell you. Well, when I get a little hungry, I go out, I pick myself up a Nestle's Crunch Bar. Yeah, it scrunches when it crunches.
Wow, I'd heard that. Yeah. But I'm also, it's so dry.
You're dry.
Hot outside, yeah.
You're parched.
Parched.
Yeah, you need a beer, huh?
I could use a beer.
How about a moose head?
A moose head.
Moose head.
From the north.
From the north, huh? Or a Foster's.
Foster's from the south.
Down under, huh? Good day, mate.
Hey, Ozer.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Chad. How about a Crest?
Every scene has them in with something in their hand. Like eventually, George Clooney is drinking beer with like fucking Reeboks on.
Yeah.
Everyone's got new Reeboks on now.
Eating an O. Henry bar.
Yeah, O. Henry bar with a beer.
Crest toothpaste.
Foster's beer.
Kellogg's cornflakes.
They go to sit down. This is one of the funny things. And there's a guy's hand and
putting the box.
Kellogg's cornflakes in their face for no reason. Like it just comes out of nowhere, like a stage hand.
It's just great.
This is why some of the reviews on this movie are really bad. But like, how do you not
get it?
Yeah, like how do you just so you're the kind of guy. If you don't get this, I don't want to be friends with you.
No. You don't even ask to be on the podcast.
And then bang, we got cowboys and ninjas fighting.
Yeah, I mean, because
it was just funny, man. Which is
great
wacky.
Because,
it just got wacky.
Wilbur's friend comes in, the master of disguise.
Yeah, from the first movie, who's a fat black guy.
And he's dressed as a general.
He dresses up as people.
Who do you think he was, though?
Gaddafi.
Oh, yeah. You thought he was Gaddafi. And Wilbur jumps the table and starts beating the shit out of him. While that's going on, Cowboys and Indians just get into an all-out bar brawl. Oh, I'm sorry. Cowboys and Ninjas. Sorry.
It
would have been great if there were some Indians in there, though, for that. That would have been... Why not?
Throw everyone in there. How about some red coats?
Yeah. That would have been nice. Would have been a really nice touch. Some Nazis. some Confederates. That would have been great.
Everyone loves Nazis in movies.
Yeah.
To break their balls.
Now you say that. They do. So when the fight ends, he realizes that, or he finds out that it's his friend.
Oh, it's his old friend.
And he's there because he still works for the government. He works for the FBI, the Federal Vegetable Investigation Unit.
FBI, Federal Vegetable Investigation.
Federal Vegetable Investigations.
We had a report of tomato activity in this sector. You fellows know anything about this?
Tomatoes? No, I've never seen a tomato in my life.
Come on, Officer, tomatoes are illegal. We wouldn't know anything about anything illegal, right, Chad?
Shut up, Matt.
No, sir. You can believe these boys, Sam. They know what tomato activity can lead to.
He is there because he heard about some strange tomato activity in the area, and he's here to investigate. So Chad and George Clooney are, now concerned because they don't want to be arrested by the FBI. And they're also looking at the fucking garbage truck because that's been following them.
He's been following them. They realize that. So they're going to follow him, find out what's going on.
Yeah. So they run back to the apartment, and that's when he sees Tara eating the vegetable food, and she runs off.
And he figures out that she's a tomato.
Yeah. But not before. He follows the fucking garbage truck and finds out that they're using toxic waste.
That's how they're making people into tomatoes.
Yeah.
Tomatoes into people, excuse me.
Yeah, and he goes, he sneaks into the, he doesn't sneak in, but he sneaks over to the mansion.
Oh, he evades the tomato men guards.
Yeah, and finds out what they're doing and everything. He goes to tell his girlfriend, then she runs off, and FT is left behind. And they've got
she's kidnapped.
Yeah.
We'll take a small break.
Sure. We'll be back after this message from Killer Tomatoes Ketchup.
I can't believe she's a tomato.
Boy, I'll say she's a tomato. She's got the best set.
Knock it off, will ya? I mean, she's really a tomato. Ketchup making. The real thing. The girl of my dreams is a vegetable.
And we're back. Return of the Killer Tomatoes. And when we come back, we find out that Tara is missing. And they've got to go out there and find her. And they go over to they're running around, they're trying to find her. They go over to the Natural Food Mart because that's her favorite place in the world, I guess. And they find they go into a back room, and you see tomatoes everywhere.
This is where the tomato deal went down.
Yeah.
So I figured maybe she's there. And
now he's in a sea of tomatoes. And by the way, George Clooney does think he's crazy at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't know that you can turn tomatoes into
tomato people.
He doesn't. Chad recently discovered, looking through the crack in the wall, that you can do this. That
George Clooney thinks he's fucking crazy. I mean, he's going through all these fucking tomatoes. He's just trying to find her.
This reminds me of my job working produce at a supermarket.
Tomatoes everywhere?
Yes.
Did you ever find a tomato woman when you were going through the tomatoes?
No, but I have had sex with a tomato.
Oh.
You got to warm them up a little bit.
That's a lot of acidity.
Yeah, I use a condom.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get pregnant.
Yeah. So Chad ends up...
Don't want any little cherry tomatoes.
The drug dealer shows back up, and Chad sees him holding FT.
Yes.
And plus a tomato at the same time.
The furry tomato that's like a little mascot, if you don't remember.
Yeah. And he charges after it and grabs FT and the tomato, and he's just talking to this fucking tomato for just like, because he thinks it's her. He thinks that she's reverted back to tomato form.
And the little FT tomato reminds me of like the little woodchuck in Caddyshack. The gopher.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Even though it has no face and it's just like a doll.
So you could totally kill it. You'd be fine. They won't lock you up and throw away the key.
Nah, you're good.
No, not like when you kill all the golfers. So, you get like some interesting scenes here where like fucking Chad is like, he's watching like a monster movie on TV, and the monster movie is like talking to him, telling him what to do next.
Kind of like a movie where an unexpected newscast all of a sudden tells you what to do.
Yeah. He runs into George Clooney's room, and there's a woman under the covers who, as soon as he rips it off, she's like, "Are you Rob Lowe?" Which, I mean, this guy looks nothing like Rob Lowe. insult to Rob Lowe.
Kinda looks like Rob Lowe, but yeah, he's not Rob Lowe.
Yeah. So, him and George Clooney are like, all right, we're gonna go get her back. We know where she is. And before they can do anything, another word from our sponsors.
I'll take my quad runner. If you take your quad runner from Honda of San Diego, I'll take my quad runner.
We will each take a Honda quad runner from Honda of San Diego. They have excellent acceleration and superb rideability. And aren't they #1 in sales, Matt?
That's right, Chad, not to mention great gas mileage. And did you know that...
Do we have enough money to finish this turkey yet?
Yeah, sure. Give them hell, guys.
Yes, they got all the gear on for their Honda four-wheeler quads.
That they got from fucking what's-his-name's lot. And they're #1 in sales. But it's okay. They don't have to do this anymore. They've got enough money. I mean, you got the fucking director off screen fucking just chugging champagne with girls all around him.
There's a lot of denim in this movie.
Yeah. A lot of Canadians tuxedos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Party!
Yeah, we got plenty of money.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So they ride up to the house. Yeah, everything's sponsored by Pepsi in this fucking movie. So they ride up to the house, and they're going to try to sneak their way in. And when they get inside, they kind of... It's like, oh, where do we go from here? They're kind of looking all around, and it's like, oh, well, it's not like a door that says laboratory is just going to pop up out of nowhere.
And
of course that happens.
The door with, laboratory pops up out of nowhere. Oh, that's where we should go.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, but like, seriously though, if you were going into a mansion and you were like, I got to find the laboratory for this mad scientist, isn't it in the basement?
He already should know it's in the basement.
Yeah.
He looked in the fucking... Where would he think it was?
Yeah. He already knows that he needs to get to the lowest point
I'm not
of the
going to
floor.
be Chris Ruins the Movie this time because it is a very satirical movie, so I'll just let it go.
Yeah. Well, I think it does make fun of itself.
I do like to ruin the movie when a movie does something stupid.
So they're captured after they go through how many different...
Well, they try to operate the
machine.
He thinks the tomato is Tara for whatever reason, and so they play the music and they puts her in the machine, and it keeps turning in a different... Depending on the music, turns into a different person.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Jackson. You got
we got a little gag reel here.
Chiquita Banana
Eventually,
Lady,
they get caught and they get put in the dungeon, and then
the dungeon, the boiler room.
It's like anyone's basement.
Yeah, and guess who's inside?
Oh, Tara's in there. Yes, Tara, the beautiful girl's in there.
Yeah,
which I don't know. That's where they kept her. So the FT, the little mascot tomato, comes and saves them.
Yep, and well, they slide a note under the door.
Yes,
but where are they going to get the paper to write a note? Well, just use George Clooney's script.
Yeah, he pulls the script out.
Yeah,
he's back of my script.
Yeah, and
so like I said, this movie's very self-aware.
But you really do have to see it. Like us telling you about it is not
this. And me and Mike texted about this movie, and he mentioned this, and he's right. It got a lot of bad reviews, but it is like borderline genius. Some of the jokes.
Oh, it's great. I think it's really.
I really
funny.
enjoyed it. It's really funny.
It's
now it is
really
kind of
funny.
some points that are kind of like it's dumb, but it's really genius at some points.
Oh,
like the gags, they're really.
I mean,
good.
it's just
I highly. I know it's not the end. I just gotta say it now. I highly recommend if you're a movie collector that you pick this up.
Oh yeah, and the thing is,
if you like movies, you love movies.
You don't need to see the first one to get this.
No, not at all.
They do a good job recapping what happens during the Great Tomato War, and you can go right into this. So anyway, even though he knows that his uncle is not going to trust this fuzzy tomato, he writes him the note anyway, and he hopes that
trust this tomato.
Yeah,
you
gotta trust this guy. He's one of the good ones. You racist fuck. Anyway, so but before Wilbur can come save them, he's got to call some members from his crew, his old team.
Yeah.
He's got to get the master in disguise. He's got to get the scuba guy. I don't know what his purpose is.
He was in the first movie.
Yeah, he's in the first movie. He's the guy swimming in the fountain. And it's great to get the old team back together. And they hop on their quads.
They got quads too.
And they're going to go on down to the old mansion. It's just great though because they're all in the costume. I mean, the fucking Wilbur's in the parachute aviator outfit.
Yeah.
You've got the Master of Disguise is a big fat dude in a fucking cowboy outfit with a mask on. You got the scuba guy. So the next you go to Dr. Greenbaum.
Gangrene.
Dr. Gang. I'm not going to get it right.
I feel like we're doing Married with Children here. Grandmaster B here.
Yeah. So Dr. Gangrene is holding them hostage, and they are in the tomato people changer chamber.
Chamber.
Is that what you call it?
Changer chamber.
Yeah. So he sets the clock to
on a
giant
scoreboard.
Yeah, on a giant scoreboard.
This is funny. This is a funny
what do you
joke.
think? This is a game?
Yeah.
And he makes off with Tara because honestly, you won't believe what she can do with 6 milk bottles and a pitchfork.
I'd like to see that scene.
Yeah, I'm curious myself.
I might have to look her up. Maybe she's in like a Skinamax movie.
What is she doing with that pitchfork? That's the move.
That might be the move.
It's a pitchfork.
She has her own moves.
So, Dr. Gangrene and Igor and Tara make their way over to the federal prison, and George Clooney and Chad are just left to their own devices to try to get out of there. But it's okay because the gang shows up.
Just in time.
Just in time. FT creates a diversion. They get in the house. They're fucking looking around. There's just chaos everywhere. I mean, there's a door that says China closet, leads right to China.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, not everything's like hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those jokes you saw coming, kind of, but it was like, I appreciate it.
I thought there was going to be a room full of China. It would have been nice to have been the opium den.
Yeah.
That would have worked better, but okay.
A little racist. Okay. So
hey, anyone can be an opium den.
That's true. That's true. I was in one once. That's how I lost my left nipple.
Yeah, those 3 years of the opium den.
Yeah, my lost years.
Terrible.
So the Rambo Tomato Men, the doctor, Igor, Tara, they are breaking into the prison. The tomato army,
the original
saviors,
they're
the tomato saviors.
They're
not far behind.
Well, they're breaking out the tomato guy who originally,
the guy that,
and they got a joke in here. Not many people get. It's the Oliver North prison.
Yes, I didn't get it.
It's a smart joke.
It's for smart people. Went over our heads, at least mine. So they get there, and they also get to the prison, and they have to break their way. Well, the door's been open for them, so they can just walk right in.
Why not?
Yeah.
They're getting shot at by guards.
Yeah.
And the prisoners are escaping on the back.
Yeah, it's just
a little gag.
Mayhem.
It's a very gaggy movie.
Yeah. And I mean, even the way the soldiers are running with their knees up and everything.
Yeah, like they're marching or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. You really have to see this movie.
Yeah.
We're not doing it justice at all.
No, how do you explain this movie?
It's hard. It's very difficult.
It's like trying to explain a Mel Brooks movie. It's impossible.
That's honestly, this is a cheap Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. That you say that.
It's fucking.
And you can't
hard
describe a Mel Brooks movie.
No, there's no way.
It's just gag after gag after gag, but they always work. They're always pretty damn good.
And the more and more you watch, like Spaceballs, the more and more you watch it, the more and more you
things
see.
You pick up
there's
on.
Things going on in the background. There's little subtleties.
Yeah.
It's just, so anyway, there's a big face-off, and FT hits the lights. Guns have been drawn. They're firing. Fucking when the lights turn back on, the tomato people are all mush.
They're tomatoes again.
No, not a scratch on the rest of the crew.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but I really do think they were doing these things on purpose. I think these were supposed to be.
It's the
jokes.
only thing in a movie I know is ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. If they both fired guns at each other, only one set of people got hit. Whatever. I really don't care.
Well, not like tomatoes can shoot guns. They don't have a whole lot of practice.
Not. I mean, they turned the lights off. Maybe the tomatoes went blind.
It's possible.
Maybe
they can only see in the light.
Maybe the dark really
they grow in
tomato
the light.
People.
So
whatever, doesn't matter.
Now we're getting all ready for a big old wrestling meet. So there's a chase. Guys are wrestling other guys on the ground. Tara gets picked up by the Igor and Dr. Gangrene, and I don't even remember what happens after this.
They put her in the gas chamber.
They put her in the gas chamber. The phone rings.
Yes.
And
we forgot to mention the gag, what they said.
All right, in the beginning of the movie, when that late night movie show is like, they're also having a contest where if you can remember the word of the week
and say it when we call you up.
Yeah, and say it when we call you up, you'll win the prize. And the prize is like $9.22. Something like that.
And the special word was the.
It's a common household word.
The phone next to the gas chamber rings, and everyone's looking at it. And
you got to answer the phone.
It rings. And John Aston's getting annoyed by it, so he answers it. And they're conversating, and he finally says the. Balloons fall down, and the glitter comes down. Right where they are in the prison.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, that's the joke.
The jokes make their way back. I love that. Like, everything we set up in the beginning of the movie... Yeah, it comes back around.
It's coming back, yeah.
See how we did that?
You notice how everything we set up in the first reel pays off in the last? Pretty swift, huh? Not everything. Everything.
Which happens in most movies.
Yeah. Igor pulls a grenade out, takes the pin, it drops to the ground, and...
There's a melee, and it drops.
FT jumps on top of the grenade, saves everyone's life. He's a war hero.
The proudest, the most courageous tomato I've ever seen.
I've never seen a tomato that tough before. George Clooney is like holding Chad back because he wants to open the gas chamber and let Tara out, but it's too late.
They do, yeah. That's a kind of. I was sick of that joke.
Which one?
She keeps like putting her hand, like she's dying, and she's putting her hand on the glass and draping it down, like trying to get out, and he keeps putting his hand back. And they do it like 6 times in a row.
Kept doing it, yeah.
Like that old gag.
Anyway.
Look. Oh, she's alive because she's a tomato.
Yeah, when all hope is lost, she's not alive. She's not a real person.
Chemicals don't affect her like that.
They don't affect her.
She's alive.
The chemical does have an effect on her. Because now music won't kill her.
Dr. Gangrene.
Yes.
Plays music trying to turn her back into a tomato, and she doesn't because the chemicals have changed her into a person permanently.
Yeah, she's Pinocchio. And Dr. Gangrene is captured by the authorities, and he walks away, and he's like, "You will rue the day.
And see you in France."
Yeah. News reporters come charging in. Chad and Tara are,
I love the news reporters because they come charging in and like knock the people almost over and put them in a, you know what I'm saying? Like they're assholes.
Yeah.
Like it's such a force of people, like an angry mob, and they're just shouting questions.
Yeah. They run right past George Clooney, who just can't wait to be interviewed, but they go right to Wilbur because he's like
they're the original stars.
Hey, you're the hero, and then,
from last time.
And then Wilbur says, "No, FT's the hero," because somehow FT survived the fucking blast. So all the news reporters run over to FT, and they're like, Mr. FT, can we get a few words?
And everyone's got their Pepsi Cola hats on.
Oh yeah. Then you go to a gigantic like welcome hero party in town, and all the heroes are wearing their Pepsi Cola hats, and this is a nice little it's nice that you got a little girl holding a little FT doll. And they're kind of making a joke like, hey, when you walk out of the movie theater, you can buy these.
You can buy this.
Every kid's going to want an FT. Tara and Chad make their way to the very sporty convertible and ride on off into the sunset. Wilbur just asks where Matt is, and Matt went back to Dr. Gangrene's laboratory to go
disassemble the tomato into people machine.
Yes. But really, what he was doing was he was making more tomato woman so he can run onto the beach with the
big-breasted girls go to the beach and take their tops off.
Big-breasted tomatoes go to the beach and take their tops off. And the credits roll. And it's just like, it's one hell of a fucking tomato movie.
And George Clooney winks at the camera.
Yeah. But before we leave, you better stick around for those credits. A lot of fucking people worked on these movies.
And that's the brilliance of this movie.
It's one.
It does not take itself seriously, and there's lots of gags.
Yeah, it's just one after another.
They're really smart because a lot of these, honestly, they haven't been done. It's like they haven't been done before. A lot of them.
No,
honestly, I can't. It's like think of the Naked Gun movies like that.
Just silly.
Not just spoofing a certain type of movie, spoofing every kind of movie. Cliche.
Yeah, all the bullshit that we go to the movies and we see, and we
always
really
the same
enjoy.
Cliche.
But it's like, let's make fun of it, because at this point it's just, you can walk into any movie and you almost know exactly what you're going to see. And then at the end of the credits, if you stay to the very, very end of the credits, you get your Marvel movie scene, I guess. Yeah. Where the studio is overrun by carrot men.
Carrot people.
The studio that was showing the movie is overrun by carrot people. And you get
with machine guns.
Yeah, with machine guns. And you get John Aston screaming,
Except they're carrot men, but they're like actual carrots with arms and legs. Yeah. But they're carrots. They're not like in this movie where it's just like a man.
Yeah. And we'll see you in France.
Yes.
Because
in France.
They made more than 2 of these, believe it or not. There are 4 tomato movies.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know there was a third or a fourth. I had no idea.
I own 3 of them. I own the first 2 on DVD, and I own the third one on Laserdisc. I didn't buy it on Laser. I guess I kind of bought it. I actually, when I bought my Laserdisc player, it came with 10 Laserdiscs. And
it did?
Yeah, and that was just
nice of them.
one of the movies that was in there. So, Return of the Killer Tomatoes is my favorite tomato movie. And it's just it's a good time. It's a good time. If you're looking to just have fun,
you can watch this with your kids.
Yeah, it's PG, but it's kind of more PG-13.
But the kids won't get the jokes.
No, they're not going to get the jokes, because when I first saw it, I didn't get the jokes. I saw this at 13 years old.
It's funny. It's a funny movie. It really desecrates regular movies, the way movies you see today, with the product placement jokes and just making fun of the cliches. It's surprisingly good. I'll put it. It's surprisingly good. You would not think it's any good. It is.
I really like it.
Decent movie.
I like it a lot better than that original one. Now, if I can recommend another movie that has to do with serial killer vegetables, I guess, there is a movie called Revenge of the Teenage Vixens. And I forget if it's the Revenge of the Teenage Vixens from Outer Space or not.
I think it is Outer Space.
Okay. That's another movie where it's kind of got loosely to do with vegetables. And it's a movie where these women come from outer space because on their planet it's all women and they've never had sex, and they come down to Earth to have sex, and they're really disappointed with their sexual experiences with the teenage boys.
Well,
so
most people would be.
Turn them all into vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they finally get satisfied at all at some point?
Not really.
No,
there's a battle and shit at the end. I mean, if you'd like to do that movie, I do own it. Maybe in the future someday when we run out.
Male porn stars should have showed up.
Yeah. Save the day. John Holmes.
That would have been a funny joke.
Male porn stars.
If they're about to, okay, we're going to destroy the planet. And then male porn stars, 10 of them show up. And we'll save the planet. And that's the ending. That would have been actually pretty funny.
Out of nowhere, Nick the Dick shows up.
Yeah. We need Nick the Dick in every movie.
To save the day. Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, I love that fucking theme song.
Isn't that great?
Return
of the Killer Tomatoes, 1988. George fucking Clooney, goddammit. I don't know what the budget was. Couldn't find that. And I don't know what the gross was. However,
I imagine
if it made a cartoon, it must have made some money.
It made something. I imagine the budget was very low, considering they tell us in the movie that they ran out of money.
Just the fact that George Clooney is in it, that's just great, man.
This is 1988. He's still on Roseanne.
He's on
he just finished
Facts of Life.
He just finished Facts of Life. I think Facts of Life is either ending or it's over. And he's in the first 2 seasons of Roseanne.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's basically just starting his career.
Yeah.
It's the 80s, man. I've only been working since, for 5 or 6 years now.
George Clooney.
George fucking Clooney. Sounds like a guy you could hang out with. He was just the guy to hang out with. And
he was really cool in this movie.
There's always stories about him. People would drink with him.
Yeah.
And he'd always everyone's taking shots, and he kind of throw the shot behind his back.
Yeah.
So you'd get wasted, and he'd still be okay.
That's funny.
He'd only drink a little bit. That's one of the stories about George Clooney. He's kind of a prankster guy.
It's the kind of guy I want to hang out with. So
that's who Danny DeVito was drinking with when he got drunk on The View. He was drunk on The View.
Oh yeah,
the night before he was drinking with George Clooney.
And
he was still wasted for The View.
He was wrecked.
Oh yeah.
And Whoopi Goldberg was cool with it, right? She was,
they just went with it.
Yeah.
They
What
went
are you
with
gonna do?
it.
It's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it went.
You're
with
lucky
it.
I'm on your fucking show. How about that? You know?
Yeah, who doesn't like Danny DeVito?
Yeah, I was on Taxi. Fuck you, Rosie. He would never say that. He's a gentleman. So yeah, this movie was actually recommended to us by a subscriber on Instagram, but I couldn't find his name, so I apologize if you are listening to this. And reach out to me, and I will mention your Instagram account. Just like last week, that was Private School was recommended by or requested by Silver Shamrock 1 on Twitter.
These are good requests. Those are 2 good requests.
Oh yes, 2 good requests in a row. Like when they requested, I was like, I will certainly do those movies. Absolutely.
Yeah, like we were probably eventually, but I mean, honestly, we don't have like 10 movies in a row that we're like, oh, we're doing these.
Yeah, no, we don't know what we're doing till Wednesday. That's
Pretty
usually
much.
when we figure it out. Like,
Pretty
hey, what do you
much.
want to do today? Yeah, fuck it, let's do this movie.
I mean, we got movies in our heads, but like, you want to do this one or you want to do this one?
I just want to do them,
Eventually going to get done.
We'll get them.
We'll get to them.
And then one day, and we'll never run out. Because
I don't think
there's
so.
so much garbage out there. It's just like, and this is the kind of garbage I enjoy.
But this isn't garbage.
No, it's not. It's not garbage to me.
Dusted off gem, but most people, yes.
Yeah, this is
There's a lot of
garbage to everybody else.
The snooty Hollywood people, yes, this is garbage.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people we know wouldn't want to watch this.
Pretty much.
I couldn't get a lot of people to watch.
No,
this.
you're right.
So, I mean, thank you for sitting there with me, I guess.
But it was, like I said, it's a hidden gem. You dust it off.
It's great.
And it's funny as hell.
What I like about it, the director, John DeBello, this is like basically all he's done is tomato movies.
Did he get like blacklisted? I mean,
no, I think this is what he did. I don't know.
No one would hire him for anything else?
Maybe he didn't want to do anything
Like a Double Mint commercial?
He's done. Maybe he did some of those. I mean, yeah, he's got 4 tomato movies, and then I think one other movie that's called, I don't even know what it's called. I think the cover says Sour Grapes on it. I don't know what that's about. I assume it's something similar.
Maybe.
I definitely want to see that, whatever that is.
Food related?
It looked kind of... the cover that they showed you on IMDb had some words on it that said Sour Grapes, but I know the title was different. So I don't know if that was the original title. Whatever. He's got other movies. Before we go, I just wanted to mention some other podcasts that you might want to go check out. If you are looking for a retro video game fix, I highly recommend the Retro Warriors. They are the official retro video game podcast of the Video Rangers podcast.
The official podcast of the podcast.
Yes, the official retro video game podcast of the podcast that's somewhat retro. They're exclusively video games.
Yes.
And they, very nice gentlemen from Texas.
The stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
No, they not racist and they haven't shot anybody. At least I don't think so. Maybe I'll ask them that. If you are looking for an 80s movie podcast with a bit of a twist, I'd check out This Was Rad. And that what's cool about them is that they do it's 2 guys that are basically our age, like in their 30s, and they're watching it with one of the guys' teenage daughter. And they're kind of like, it's kind of funny because it's just like she can care less about.
I imagine, yeah.
However, she did like Labyrinth, so
of course
she's okay in my
girl.
fucking book.
Every teenage girl likes Labyrinth.
I like Labyrinth.
I like Labyrinth too.
And I had a Cabbage
every
Patch.
teenage girl loves Labyrinth.
Yeah, that was a good
There's
movie.
something about it. David Bowie.
Fucking love Labyrinth.
Got his
She didn't like Dark
codpiece.
Crystal, but I don't blame her. That's not as fun as Labyrinth. And then lastly, if you are, well, not lastly, just as important as everybody else. If you are looking for another movie podcast that deals exclusively in VHS, you might want to go check out the VHS Bandits. And they are basically the Massachusetts version of what we do, which is nice because they've got
Massachusetts version.
Yeah, they're from Worcester.
Afternoon, everybody.
We're like two hours from them. It's amazing.
Get in the car, we'll go to the bar.
Yeah. Go Sox. You know, one of those.
All right.
Things. But yeah, so those are 3 podcasts that I've been listening to this week and every week usually.
All right then.
Mostly.
Those are things to consider.
We are not the only podcast out there.
No, we're not. No. Not by a fucking long shot.
And we can tell by the amount of downloads we get that there are a lot better podcasts. Or just more.
We got to start talking about mysteries.
You want to start talking true crime? All right. Well, if we're going to talk
about,
we did talk about true crime. When we did the Hots episode, we had the fucking nut job across the street, Danny Bonaducci, freaking out. There was a crime going on. That. We just couldn't report it.
How about we just start committing crimes live?
We could do that. We'll just strap these mics.
We'll get right into it. So there's no mystery. It's solved already.
Yeah.
We killed little Timmy.
We buried him next to the pond like fucking Julian.
Let's tell you what happened.
Yeah.
How we did it. Well, we tortured him. What he said.
Yeah.
And then we'll make him watch Return of the Killer Tomatoes before we slit his throat.
And then stick his hand in the blender.
Yeah. But I want to play the violin.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, until next time, if you've seen a bad movie, we're ready to believe you.
Hold it right there. Where do you think you're going? My son and a lot of other people have worked hard on this movie. You sit right there and watch these credits.
Check that out, those California girls, I just love the best. They got an even tan all over their chests. I'll be California dreaming till the sun goes down. I get around, I get around, I get around those suburbs.
Well, what'd you think of that one, Sid?
That had to be one of the worst movies I ever saw.
But you know, it's all part of the business running turkeys like that.
Hey, listen, Bob, when can we show that big-breasted women go to the beach and take their tops off again?
I like that. Let's do that tomorrow, okay?
All right. Who left those carrots in here? Hey, you carrots, get off the stage.
What are those guys doing?
Hey, wait a minute. You guys can't come in here. Look.
What are you doing with those guns?
Don't point that.
No.
There will be no movie tomorrow.
See you in France.